you know, obviously state-controlled businesses, if the state feels like it's losing control, they're gonna come in and assert themselves. Maybe that's it. But we've talked about that this could dampen GDP growth down the road. That part of the last 20 or 30 years, the miracle in China has been innovation in what is kind of a pseudo-private sector. So why clamp down on that and kill the geese that are laying the golden eggs for China? Why is this more important to Xi Jinping?
So I actually think it's bigger than just China, believe it or not. I think that given the financial crisis, the global financial crisis in '08, and now the virus crisis of the last couple of years, you've seen central banks around the world expand their balance sheets aggressively. And we all know in the US alone, there's 35% more broad money in the system today than there was a year and a half ago. So what's happening is, right, we talk about inflation, but the differences between asset values moving up and the poor becoming more poor because they're having to pay more for food and energy and the basic staples of life. The middle class can't reach up because asset prices are moving too quickly. This is fundamentally core to what China is struggling with today. They have 400 million people supposedly in the middle class, which we define it a little differently here. Then they still have 1 billion people in abject poverty. And that when that gap widens too much, China has to clamp down and figure out how to stop social unrest, because that's their worst fear as a country. And so I think all of this is actually rooted in the amount of central bank expansion globally. And now what you see China doing is the government has total control. It's impossible to discount. They went after the food companies yesterday. They went after for-profit education the day before. It all started with Ant Financial, and now it's moving into Tencent and attack. And what's next? Healthcare. I talked to a bunch of my friends today that are big global asset managers, and they are finally starting to really materially pull out of China and Hong Kong. This is just the beginning.